Hello students, I hope all of you are doing very well. Welcome to my YouTube channel Pratik Singh Classes. So in our today's class, we will discuss about Standard 12th Physics Volume 1 Unit 1 Section 175, that is induced electric field inside the dielectric, and Section 176, that is dielectric strength. So let us start our today's class. Okay, so section 175, the topic is induced electric field inside the dielectric. About dielectric, we have already studied in our previous video tutorial, that is, it is the another name of insulators. Induced electric field, that means electric field is made inside the dielectric because of some external agent or because of some external phenomenon which we have seen in our previous video lecture. Fine, let us start the theory. When an external electric field is applied on a conductor, the charges are aligned in such a way that the internal electric field is created which cancels the external electric field. That means if suppose we have a conductor, okay, and it is kept in a region of external electric field, then inside the conductor also the charges will realign, and because of that there will happen the birth of internal electric field. The internal electric field will be in opposite direction of external electric field. Because of that, it will cancel out each other. The internal electric field will cancel out each other. Okay, that happens in the case of conductors. But in the case of dielectric, that means but in the case of insulators which has no free electrons, the external electric field only realigns the charges so that an internal electric field is produced. Fine. The magnitude of internal electric field is smaller than that of external electric field. Okay. So keep in mind whether in case of dielectric or in the case of conductors, when they are kept inside external electric field, okay, there will happen some rise of internal electric field. But in case of conductors, the internal and external electric field becomes equal and opposite in direction, so net electric field becomes zero. But in case of dielectrics, net electric field inside the dielectric is not zero but is parallel to an external electric field with magnitude less than that of external electric field. So this topic is too much important. Okay, this may be asked in one mark question that in case of dielectrics, what is the net electric field if it is kept inside external electric field? For example, let us consider a rectangular dielectric slab placed between two oppositely charged plates or capacitors as shown in figure 1.52b. Okay, about capacitor we will see in our next video tutorial. Okay, so let us go to figure 1.52b. Okay, so as you can see here in the figure 1.52a and b, okay, in this figure, okay, we have a dielectric slab, okay, and you can see here the charges are randomly arranged, means in a different direction with each other. Okay, when it is kept, this slab is kept inside external electric field. You can see here we have a capacitor. Here this plate is positively charged and this plate is negatively charged. Okay, and because of that electric field will be from positive plate to negative plate, that means from left to right direction. Okay, and because of this external electric field, the charges inside the dielectric slab will realign in a particular direction. So you can see here that the negative charges of the dielectric slab has aligned towards positive plate. Likewise, the positive side or the positive charge of the dielectric has aligned towards negative plate of the external electric field. Fine. You can see here there are two directions of electric fields. Okay, one is E internal, that is internal electric field, and one is E external, that is external electric field. You can see there both of them are parallel. Okay, or you can say anti-parallel to each other. Okay, the internal electric field is lesser in magnitude than external electric field, and because of that there happens some net electric field and in the direction of external electric field, as you can understand this very well with the help of vector algebra, okay, which we have studied in class 11th. Now coming back to our theory. Okay, the uniform electric field between the plates acts as an external electric field E external, which polarizes the dielectric placed between the plates. Okay, so what happens here is the capacitor or the external plates, okay, one plate is positively charged and other plate is negatively charged, okay, and a dielectric material or dielectric slab is kept inside the plates, okay, because of the uniform electric field, okay, that is uniform external electric field E external, the charges inside the dielectric becomes polarized. Polarized means they align towards a particular direction, and what really happens there is the positive charges of the dielectric will be aligned towards the negative plate of capacitor, and the negative charges of the dielectric will align towards the positive plate of the capacitor, as we have seen in figure 1.52b below. But inside the dielectric, the net charge is 0 even in a small volume. Okay, so inside what really happens is the dielectric becomes 0. So the dielectric, okay, so the dielectric in the external electric field to two oppositely charged sheets with the surface charge density as positive sigma b and negative sigma b. About this thing we have already seen in our previous videos. Please go through that. These charges are called bound charges. They are not free to move like free electrons in conductors as shown in figure 1.52b. Okay, let us come once again to figure 1.52b. As you can see from this figure 1.52b, okay, that because of this positively charged and negatively charged plate, an external electric field is applied, and because of that external electric field, the charges inside the dielectrics are realigned in a particular direction in such a way that they are aligned even in a direction, a particular direction, that is from left to right, from positive charge to negative charge plate, okay, but they cannot move away from their position. Taking an example here of a charged balloon, the charged balloon after rubbing sticks into the wall. As you can see here, this is a balloon and this is charged. When it is pressed along the wall to the wall, okay, it sticks there. As you can see here, what really happens between the balloon and the wall, the wall is neutral, okay, that means the number of positive charges and number of negative charges are equal in the wall, okay, but when a charged balloon is brought near the wall, the charged balloon contains high number of electrons or the negative charges. Because of that, the positive charges of the wall aligns towards this negatively charged balloon, okay, and because of that there happens a force of attraction between the wall and the balloon. The reason is that the negatively charged balloon is brought near the wall, it polarizes opposite charges on the surface of the wall which attracts the balloon. That means because of this negatively charged surface of the balloon, the positive charges of the wall comes towards this side, this corner, and because of that there happens a force of attraction and the balloon sticks to the wall. Okay, about of this phenomenon we will study in the second unit also. Okay, coming to the next topic, that is dielectric strength. Okay, what really does it mean? We know that when the dielectric slab or dielectric material is kept inside external electric field, the charges realigns in a particular direction, but because they are bound charges, they do not move from their respective position. But when external electric field applied is very high, very large, okay, because of that the atoms break, okay, and the bound charge, that means the electrons become free charges, means they can move from their respective positions. Then in that situation the dielectric starts conduct electricity. That means if the dielectric is kept inside a very high external electric field, it is converted into a conductor, okay, and this is called as dielectric breakdown. Means dielectric breakdown is that phenomenon at which the external electric field becomes so high that the bound charges becomes free. the maximum electric field the dielectric can withstand before it breaks down is called dielectric strength. Okay, for example, the dielectric strength of air is 3 into 10 to the power 6 volt per meter. Okay, that means up to this voltage, up to this external electric field, okay, the air will be work as dielectric. But if the external electric field becomes higher than this, air also starts behaving like an uh, conductor of current. If the applied electric field is increases beyond this, a spark is produced in the air, and the dielectric strength of some of the dielectric materials are given in the table below. Let us see that one by one. Okay, so you can see here some of the dielectric strength of different materials are given, like mica, Teflon, paper, air, Pyrex glass. If you can see here, the dielectric strength of mica is very high. That means to make mica or to convert mica into a conductor, we need very high external electric field. Okay, so today we have seen two topics. Okay, and in next topic we will see something more interesting. I hope you have understood something new today. Please subscribe, like and share my channel Pratik Singh Classes.